Hi, Scott here. Today we're going to talk about what sort of business should you create. Obviously, you can create almost anything you like, but the thing is, when you start a business and you develop it further, you do not want to be spending a lot of your time and effort on something that really has very little chance of succeeding. For instance, you may have a great idea of some wonderful course you want to create, and then you go to all the effort of creating it and putting it out to the world, and nobody's interested. There's always that possibility. So I'm introducing you now to the Ikigai, which you can see right in front of you. Now, this is really significant and because it's a fundamental part of your foundation. This is where you need to start from. So you may have some great ideas running around in your head of what sort of business you want to create and what kind of information you want to share with the world. But this Ikigai really gives you a chance to look at it in a very subjective kind of way and analyze these four portions you can see on the screen. There are four circles that all overlap, interlock. And by looking at this in some detail, which I'll go through with you now just briefly, you can find the best path for you. Now, this can always change over time. Of course, things like this can change and probably will change because you'll have some business idea and you'll do it. And then you might find something else you're interested in, try a different business. But this is a really fantastic starting point. So let's quickly look at the screen. It's called Ikigai. It comes from a Japanese term meaning a reason for being, as in this is your mission in life. This is your reason for being here. So we've got our four circles that overlap. The one at the top, love. What do we love doing? Now we need to do this because if we don't enjoy what we're doing, our chances of success are not really limited, but it's so much harder because you're always got to drag yourself out of bed in the morning. You've got to force yourself to do this work. When if it's something you love doing, it becomes easy and natural. So that's really important. It's got to be something you love. So when you do an analysis of this, get a bit of paper or a whiteboard, write down all the things you love, things you just love doing. Then we look at, let's go to the left, the blue circle, what we are good at. What is it you're good at? Now, don't stress over this too much because you can become good at something, but it's something you have an interest in. For instance, if you're an artist and you really struggle with maths and really analytical kind of thinking, then you do not want to go down a path of doing something that is that kind of way, because you're going to really struggle with it. So find something that you're actually good at, something that resonates with you and you've got some kind of natural talent for. But as I said, you don't have to be an expert at it. If you are, fantastic. But if you're not, you have a foundational base. Even if you're just starting out fresh, you can learn these skills. Because remember, the information on the internet is huge and you can train yourself up pretty quick. But if you've got a skill that's already there, something you're good at, and something that you love doing, then that's part of it, right? That's the two parts we've looked at so far. Let me go to the right. What the world needs. We're entrepreneurs. We find and deliver solutions to problems, issues that your customer is facing. So whatever that might be, is something that you love doing, you want to share with the world, you're good at it, you've got some skills or you're developing those skills, but the world also needs it. There's no point in producing this wonderful product or course that nobody needs, nobody wants. You must have a market for it. So it's got to be something that the world needs. And don't limit yourself here. I mean, the world needs a lot of stuff, right? It just takes a bit of research to find out what is actually needed and what isn't needed. The chances are most things are needed. You just got to go for the ones which, if you've got a few options, find the one that the world needs the most, because that's where the bigger audience is. Of course, you can always niche down as well, but we'll get to that at a later stage. Okay, so that's the first three parts. The fourth part here, what can we be paid for? So that kind of links in with what the world needs. But if the world needs something that is inherently free, people aren't prepared to pay for it, then that's not going to help you, right? Because this is a business. You need money to come in so you can grow your business and feed your family. That's what we're here for. So there's got to be something that people are prepared to pay for. And of course, with an online business, that really isn't an issue, because the online world is in front of 4+ billion people. And therefore the audience is huge, and people are quite keen to get at their credit cards and pay some money for a course, a product, if you are solving a problem they have. You're offering a solution for them, then they're prepared to pay for it. So there are 4 things you've got to consider. And when all those overlap together, so you've got something that meets all those 4 criteria, we have what we call the Ikigai. This could be your business, the business you're going to create. It's something you love doing, something that gets you out of bed in the morning. It's something that you're good at, you've got previous experience at, or you're really keen to learn it because you know it's going to help you, it's going to help the world. And you're really, really love, and you're really interested in that subject, that topic, that product, whatever. So the world's got to need it, because if people don't need it, then you're not solving a problem. People aren't going to do the 4th part, which is pay you for it. But you get all those 4 together, you have the Ikigai, and you have a very good chance, if you follow this structure, to find something that will serve you well and be able to allow you to come up with an online business that helps people, and at the same time you get paid for it. So it's a good business model. So this is one of the most foundational things. It does take a lot of thinking, digging deep, research on the internet. There'll be a link for this image in the description. So feel free just to click on that and look at it, analyze it a bit more. Write it all down on a bit of paper or on a whiteboard and come up with some great ideas of where you want to go with your business. And this is a starting point. Again, you can change it in the future, but this is a great place to start, and this is what you need, so you know where you're going to go. All the steps will follow this one part here. So I hope that's been useful for you. Again, this image will be in the description, and I'll leave you there for today. Take care.